Thanks, Patrick. I am here with Jaden Gladden, the Secretary of NSBE. Jaden, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Can you just talk a little bit about what NSBE is?
So the National Society for Black Engineers is a organization that was created in 1975 by some Purdue students who noticed that there weren't enough black engineers represented in STEM careers. And since 1975, it's grown to be one of the largest student organizations across the country.
So seeing how big this is, what does it mean for you to be a part of NSBE?
For me, it's really about inspiring the youth, because what happens is that about fourth grade, about 85% of black students are told that they basically won't be able to pursue a STEM career because they aren't proficient in math. But it all goes back to our schools and how we teach them and the underfunded communities. So it's about inspiring them and showing them that they can be engineers by being in their spheres, being present, being leaders for them.
And so did you know personally from a young age that you wanted to be involved in STEM?
Yes, actually, ever since I was little, I've always been proficient in math and in science and chemistry and everything. And it got to a point where I said, if I can make a career out of this, I would love to. But to be honest, I never saw any black engineers. I just had the right teachers that motivated me and guided me in that direction.
Right, so having those role models were super important to you.
Right.
And speaking of youth, you are a sophomore, and you're the secretary for NSBE.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's pretty great being so young. What are those responsibilities like being the secretary?
So the biggest thing about being secretary, I'd say, is communicating things effectively to our members. That would be all the opportunities that we get from outside companies. That would be all of our events that we're putting on around campus, how they can get involved to inspire people that are younger than us. So I would say being a role model to our chapter is probably what put me in this position so quickly, and I'm honestly grateful to be there.
And can you talk about how the Fall Regional Conference went over the weekend?
It went extremely well. We placed, this is actually the first year that we had competed in all the competitions in a while, so that was pretty exciting. And out of the competitions, we placed third in the think tank, so that was one of our groups. They created an app and got third. It was pretty great. Then we had the technical research competition. The person who led that was Vangai Tezora. You may have heard of her in the STEM community. And and also we had our first place team in the Academic Tech Bowl. So it went really well. We brought back some trophies, and we had a great time.
And so what do those kind of accolades mean for the U of I chapter here?
What it means is that we can start probably expanding our outreach now, because we have gained this recognition after it's been a couple years since our last height, I would say.
Right, so very important.
It's very important.
What was your favorite part of the weekend?
My favorite part was seeing the regional level of NSBE, because I've already seen the national convention. I had already seen our leadership on a regional level, but I had never seen Region 4, our region, the Midwest, and everything. So it was great to see them come together.
Well, I'm so glad that you were able to come in and talk to us and just inform everybody about NSBE a little bit more. Mm-hmm. That's all we have for today. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And we'll send it back to you, Patrick and Liam.